Okay, I think we are good to rock and roll. Okay. Right, and now let's hit the motorway. This brings back a lot of memories coming down here. And that parade of shops on the left there, Ivy Bridge Retail Park, I don't think it was called that when I was a kid, but it's along here that I bought my first pair of football boots. Well, I bought them, my parents bought them for me. And my dad brought me down and I remember buying them. Happy times. Every Sunday morning, I remember coming to Isleworth swimming baths. And then latterly we used to go to Richmond. I don't know if it was every Sunday. I just remember coming to Isleworth swimming baths, which is just there on the left. And then latterly we went to Richmond. I won't be going past them today, but yeah. Early days of swimming. Lovely area this, look at the buildings. That light yellow colour brick one. I do love this part of London. It's part of me, I guess. And talk about going back. That is the hospital where I was born. Yes. The Beatles were still together. 1968. Happy days. Well, I don't remember them. West Middlesex Hospital, West London. Those arched doorways and the square windows that really get me. I mean, that's not the prettiest house I've seen, but there's something in that design that really kind of captures your heart and mind. That used to be the Gillette building. I don't think it is anymore. But it must be one of those protected things. It looks very similar actually to something else, not quite sure what. Saw it in London. Maybe it's just it is what it is. I used to come up and down this road loads as a kid. And then turn right towards where I used to live. And of course, that is where we are heading today. This is a bit of a dodgy area, isn't it? Right, now we're going back in time. This, ladies and gentlemen, is Boston Manor Road. And I used to spend a lot of time, not so much this end, although a little bit in Boston Manor Park, which is just on the left, behind that wall. Boston Manor House, I think that is, which is what this road's named after. A bit of made-up history there. I'm pretty sure that the Boston Manor House was there long before the road. But yeah, I used to walk in that entrance just there when I was a kid. And we come up here. This is closer to what I used to know. This, ladies and gentlemen, is coming up to Boston Manor Station. Yes, the Piccadilly line, which I used to back onto as a kid. My house was between Boston Manor and Northfield. I don't know, it's one bit geeky about the tube, whether it's a childhood thing or whether actually I do really respect and appreciate the engineering. These buildings always used to fascinate me. They're kind of like quite grand in their mini design, I always thought. There you are, Boston Manor Station. Beautiful. Beautiful design. Now, I don't know if I can go down here. Let me try, because I'm going to go, because it used to be, you can't get down here in a car. But you used to, oh, you can't even get down there in the blooming bike now. Never had the barriers there before. It used to be you could go down that little slipway and there were like bollards up, and then the bollards were, obviously you could get a bike through, which I thought I might get this through, but with the barriers I'm guessing they're declaring it is private property. It's funny actually, I've never come down this way. Ever. I've walked down there. I didn't run round it, I think, as a kid. I think my dad used to go running and took me here. But, this is quite tight in cars, some of these roads, when they're parked up. This one isn't too bad today. But, oh, I don't know where I am, actually. I must be honest. I'm a little bit lost now. Oh, I know where I am, yeah. Oh, got charging points for cars. That's very clever. Very eco of them. That's it, you just carry on. Right. This is a real trip down memory lane. I love these terraced houses. The design is just phenomenal. Just love them. Absolutely. No, I'm going to go back to where it all started. For me, anyway. Ish. Obviously it started in the hospital. I used to visit my nan and granddad's house a lot, but let's start with our first family home. Incidentally, before we get there, on the left there is what is the headquarters of New Wine today, but that was the 4th Ealing Boys Brigade that I used to belong to, and they were part of St Paul's Church in Ealing, which is that there. And we used to march up and down here with a loud band. That was quite something actually in its day. Quite something. Right, and now coming round here, we can see Green Avenue. And this is the first family home. And it was, gosh, it's busy here. It was that house there on the end, 59, the far right one. Turn the bike off for a second. I might take a quick cheeky photo. Yeah, 59, the one on the right there. Nice house. Right, and then, oh, let's go the other way. Yeah, I was going to do the other way. So, come down here, not that one, not the walkway, on the left was the first preschool that I went to. Well, it was the first, it was the only preschool I went to. Northfields Community Centre it's called now. Northfields Community Centre. So that is where I used to go to play school. Well, they were happy memories. And then after that I went to Fielding Infants, which is this school here. Well, I find Fielding Primary now, but it used to be Fielding Infants back then. And that was the playground, not a car park. I guess such is the nature of cars these days. But everyone needs to have access. Yeah, it's very much changed. That with the N on it, that building wasn't there. Nor was this big building on the right. This was all playground where we used to play football. It was just those doors and the distance you could see, that was the original. And I remember at the end of the day coming out, and then all the parents used to be waiting here. I remember my mum waiting on the end. She used to stand on a corner here by that sign where it says Coombe Road. And sometimes where that bump is, there was an ice cream van. And now down Wyndham Road, because after my infant school I went to the middle school. So you can see they're all, you see behind these houses, they're all backing onto the same field. So I could see you could see the infants, the preschool playgroup, and the middle school, as it was called then, all kind of like sharing a similar field. Between the infants and the middle school, it was just trees, was the imaginary boundary that you weren't allowed to cross for love or money. Fielding Primary School now, it used to be Fielding Middle School. That's all changed as well. And there's buildings galore up there now. Yeah, very different. That building on my left with the curved roof, that was there, but the one on the right wasn't. All changed. And I used to walk to school every day. So when I was 5, my grandparents passed away, my dad's parents, and we moved to Burnham Way. And I used to walk this very route that I'm riding now on this motorbike. It felt like it took forever as a kid, but you just walked, didn't you? I remember one day I was taking my cycling proficiency, and we were allowed to ride our bikes into school. Oh, that was a luxury, coming down this road on a push bike. Remember when I said earlier that it gets tight down here? You can see how tight it is. This is a nightmare if you're in a car and there's someone coming the other way. But on a bike, no stress at all. Right, there we go. I just turned left back there earlier. But now, here we are, Burnham Way. This was the road that my grandparents moved into, and I believe it was 1939. I think it was before the war. They moved from Earl's Court, which would have been a really cool address to have. And they rented it initially, and then the story goes that my dad was left some money in a will by a woman. He tells the story. I'm not sure how much of the detail we've got, but as a result, it was enough money for them to pay off the mortgage. And then you've got Burnham Way, which was the house we lived in as a kid. And the house they moved into is, actually I need to, that one there, it's got the white door. I was about to say it's got the blue door, because that's what we used to have. What I was doing then. So the house I lived in as a child, 75 Burnham Way. Oh, it's on the market. That's interesting. I'll not let inquiry. Have a look online. And there's the next house. My little collection. Interesting that it's on the market. Should I go and say hello? I feel I should. Or should I? See, the thing is, over the road, the family where all my motorcycles started was in that house, that family there, number 52, Heidi and Jean. And their children used to play with at the front here. Florian, Jean-Marc, and Isabelle. Florian was the middle one, a bit older than me, a few years. Jean-Marc was the eldest, and Isabelle the youngest. Happy times. They were the first people to take me away, actually, from my home, when they took me to Catfield on holiday one year. And then they were the first people that taught me how to ride a bike. And that's been the freedom I've felt ever since. So I do owe them a lot. Well, that was a turn up. After my debate about whether to go in or not, I decided to go in, and I'm so glad I did. It was so lovely. Heidi and Jean, it was good to see them. Obviously I turned the camera off when I went in there, but it was good to see them. Very good. Right. And this is Cramner Avenue we're heading into. I remember my mum going around the corner once and my door wasn't closed properly, or I'd leant on the bit of cable in the mini, one of the old minis with the clothesline. I went around this corner and I flew out. That was someone we used to pick up in that house on the corner there. And then up on the left here, Sylvan and Ted were dear members of the family, friends of the family, sorry. 82, lovely house. Right, onwards and upwards. I think we head out to, oops, a bit of leaf coming on the eye then. We'll head out to Brentford now. And see where my nan and granddad used to live. Northfields Avenue coming up. We will be passing Northfield Station, which I alluded to earlier when I talked about Boston Manor. Oh, there used to be a garage there. Not that one where the cars are, the actual to the right of them. Blooming mobile phone base station on that building. It's taking up the whole roof. There's the underground station, Northfields Avenue on the left. And then on the right, that what is there is Ealing Christian Centre, the ECC. That used to be the cinema that I went to as a kid. Just missed it, but on the left there was a library I used to go to as well. Primary school there, it says Mount Carmel Catholic. I'm sure my dad went to a school along there. Catholic school. This was a route I did many times as well when going to see Nan and Grandad with my mum. I'm going to turn right at these lights up here. think that building there, that really tall one, if I'm not mistaken, used to be the Beecham's building. Or is that the one over the road from it? But whatever. Wow! That is huge for this area. It's so many years since I've been down this road, I don't even know if I went down the right road then. I'm pretty sure I did. I'm pretty sure this was just a completely different place. My goodness, I can't state how overwhelming seeing all those buildings there is. I wouldn't have even thought there was space to put them there back in the 70s when I was coming here. Unbelievable. What a change. This starts to look a bit more familiar now. Although those houses there down New Road on the corner there are a bit new. Wow. This is a hark back to memory lane. Down memory lane to it. The Princess Royal. My dad used to play in jazz bands there, and there used to be couples of muscle stalls just outside. This is a real trip down memory lane. My auntie Beverly used to live down here. It wasn't a happy place for them at the end, but it was some happy days in the early part. I used to come here many times. There we go. I come in here. There was that house there on the end. Another one for the collection. Many a happy night I spent there, just feeling a little, again, freedom from home, sort of happy childhood memories. Alright, I'm going to do a U-turn here because to get to the next property I want to see, I've got to go round. I used to go to stay with Nan and Grandad's a lot. And before my nan went into a home, which was in Hounslow, actually she was in a home in Hounslow and then she moved to a home in Sandhurst, she lived just here, and actually the road's been blocked off so I can't get there anymore, but it's that house on the bottom there, which has all been fenced in. It never used to be like that. Interesting. So that went well. Looks like I should have gone another way, but never mind. But I'm going to go left because this takes us towards Chiswick. And again, all this on the right is just didn't exist. There's theatres and play areas and all sorts. That was literally a wall and the river. It was quite a way to the river, but nonetheless, there was not a lot else along here. All this on the left. I mean, that building there, you can tell that's up. That's a nice. Well, that's been done up beautifully. But these flats. I'm just sounding old now. It's just so much. It doesn't look like it's been here 10 minutes. It looks like it's been here a while, so it's me. The musical music. Oh, that looks interesting. 161, that's a bit more than Yateley. Wow, this is just a different place now. A different place. Anyway, that building up ahead, which you can see in the distance at the moment, brick, white, looks like it's got a load of kind of like castle things around it. And that used to be the Star and Garter Hotel, and that was a place we used to go to quite a lot for drinks, but it's now 2 Cupidge Road. It looks like, I think it's offices. Now, just up here on the right, past that big white building with the green windows, you can see that on the video, is Style Hall Gardens. No, it's my Nan and Granddad's road. So I spent, when I first came out of hospital, I think that's where I went. I didn't go to Green Avenue, as I said earlier. I think I came to this road up on the right. This is Star Hall Gardens, and this is a road that I've always loved. Look at these houses, they're actually worth a fortune these days. My Nan and Granddad used to live down here. I didn't have much money back then. I used to rent it. They are just stunning properties, and the people who've refurbished them have done an amazing job. They really have. An absolutely amazing job. I won't get off, but that's it there, number 41. Happy memories. I'll be honest with you, I don't actually know where I'm going now, but I'll know where I need to be when I get there. No, you see, I'm actually in unknown territory now, and this this looks beautiful. Oh, I know where that is. I know where I am. I know where I am. But that is, yeah, that's a building where I used to meet with one of the analyst firms, IDC. So if I go up here, turn left. I don't know if this road goes through, but I know it's kind of in the general direction I need to be, so. I don't think I've ever been down this road, but wow, look at this. Oh, just stunning. These West London homes are something else. I mean, the price of a property is only the market value and what people are willing to pay for it, so I don't know how it kind of does go up so much. It's convenient because a lot happens in London, but it still amazes me that so much value is attributed to these properties. Right, this here is where we used to get our fish and chips from, and I can't tell you which ship it is, But it might be that one there where it says fish and chips. I don't know, it might have been any one of these that's been blocked up. But yeah, that could have been it, Old Mini fish and chips. For old time's sake, it's almost worth getting a portion. Well, I've done 66 miles, sorry, 66 miles today so far, and my bum is absolutely painful. So yeah, this saddle is not really very comfortable.